Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the latest Virtual Dokkan Ultimate Clash that has come to DBZ Dokkan Battle, and we're going to see just how you as the player can beat it. Now I have all the teams I used on the left hand side. I also have the boss's details there. Round 1 is not anything too hectic. You will use Team Bardock against Devilman. You will use the either Ginyu Force team or the Goku Rose clone team against Catopesra, Catopesra, or whatever his name is. I can never remember this guy's name, but basically we'll use the extreme variant team against that, because Devilman takes reduced damage against extreme type, so obviously you want to avoid that. Catopesra, that's his name. Then we move on to round 2. So the first round is nothing special, honestly. Devilman takes reduced damage by 90% from extreme class. Catopesra, he seals you, but only on super, so it's nothing too crazy there. So I would say both of them are actually fairly simple and straightforward. The first round is an entry level round. It's there to give you basically free success, if I can cut a long story short. So that's always something. It's the second round, things pick up a little bit. So we have Yamcha, Goten Possessed, and then the Supreme Elder Grand Mega Kai. So Yamcha, he has 15 million health, 130k normals, nothing too crazy. And same with Goten, he has 60 million health, 136k normals. They're all immune to stunning. They're all immune to attack and defense lowering. Yamcha can be sealed. Goten can be sealed. The Grand Elder Supreme Kai, he seals you on his super attack. But all of them are fairly simple, I would say. I would not say any of them are distinctly difficult. Like I mentioned, I use monotyping teams. So this is teams that are functionally, how can I say, designed to be like of one type. So essentially, if you look at, like, for example, the team that I'm using here, they're all meant to be int type. So you have one extreme int team, one super int team. So in all my mono teams, I have one extreme version and one super class version, and you alternate accordingly to what you see fit, depending on what mechanisms you need. Like I always suggest to people, bring sealing, bring stunning, bring this, bring that. Like, bring these elements. They are crucial, but make sure you bring them. Like I say, you want to make sure that you have these things in process. You don't want to be sitting in a situation where you don't have these things ultimately. But yeah, the second round is not anything too crazy. Again, super simple. I think most players will be fine. Most players will be able to handle it. There is some difficulties, yes, but I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's not anything wild. I don't foresee it being anything ridiculously crazy. Players should be able to handle it. Then we move on to round 3. Things ramp up big time in round 3. Like, boss's health goes from 20 million to in the hundreds. For example, Bardock has 106 mil, 300k normals. Frieza has 110 mil, 300k normals. Gohan and Piccolo, 116 mil, 350k normals. And then the 2 Universe 6 Namekians, 150 mil, and in terms of health, and then 340k in terms of normals. Now they each have very specific gimmicks as well. So unlike the other stages, they actually have very, very, very specific gimmicks. So like Bardock, he will raise his reduction rates in terms of damage when you are faced with a Frieza enemy. You don't want to do this, so try and avoid having a Frieza in your team. Bardock's obviously physicals, you want to avoid like the free-to-play Frieza or the full power Frieza, which is why I usually use that team. But I didn't this time because, didn't want to create issues. Then we have AGL Frieza. he gets an additional 20% each turn, but he also gets his attack raised when a pure Saiyan category enemy is present. So it's not just about the fact that he's scaling up every turn, it's about the fact that you can very easily have an increased damage because he is, functionally doing more damage. So it is something quite intense to deal with. Then we move on to Gohan and Piccolo. They generally super in the last slot is one thing I will say, and then they also lock character switching, which I would say makes them one of the harder ones. I personally don't like facing them, largely because they are irritating. Like I said, they lock your character switching, so they can just be straight up annoying as a combination to face against, because removing or locking characters does remove your player agency, which is always something you want to avoid if you can. It's just like the absolute worst mechanism to endure. Then we have Soanel and Gang. So this is Soanel. They gain attack with every turn pass. They recover HP. They recover quite a bit of HP as well. It's not like a nothing amount. It is a sizable chunk of HP that they gain back. So it is a decent chunk. It is very annoying as well, especially if you've tried to wear them down. But you can stun them. So stunning them is actually very crucial to stop their core mechanics. It stops them damaging you, but also actually stops them from healing, which helps you a lot as well. Especially if you don't have a high volume, high damage team, it can be a little bit frustrating to deal with, let's put it that way. And then finally we have Trunks. So Trunks is strength type this time. We should have 2 AGL teams remaining. I always suggest as well, for third round especially, you've got 5 bosses that are a decent level of difficulty. There's nothing wrong with bringing functionally there's nothing wrong with bringing really strong teams, so like USS, Martian Buu Saga, movie bosses, Uncontrollable Power, all these things are more than fine to roll with and to operate with, and can be very, very good. So I think like that for me is something to always consider. I always have a backup USS team, a backup Universe 6 team. I have a backup GT Heroes team as well. So you always need to have backup teams, because you never know. You don't want to reset your whole run just because you got unlucky on the one time that you could have dodged the boss, or it didn't, etc. So you just don't want to go through that, because it's a bit of a schlep to go through the whole Ultimate Clash again. Trust me, I know, I've done it plenty times, and you think that you've just about got everything right, and then it just doesn't work. But yeah, I would say that for me, at the very least, it's another one bites the dust type of situation, and it's great to have it all done. But yeah, I would say definitely this one was a little bit challenging, but yeah, it was pretty good to me as well. So that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any suggestions or anything, or you are looking for any kind of team suggestions or alternative teams, or just anything really, and I'll gladly help you out. But for now, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. So until then, as always, take care, stay safe, and bye.